Hi friend, and welcome back for another Tea Chat. I heard somewhere that autistic people don't have much motivation to socialize. And I wonder how true that is. Is it really just, are we wired that way in our brain that we just don't really have a desire to socialize? Or are we social creatures like everyone else? I'm so glad you're joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about specifically how the social gene skipped me, how it feels as an autistic person to lack the motivation to socialize. So I am having dandelion tea. What kind of tea will you be having today? So what I really wanted to talk about, which has been on my mind, is socializing, or I should say my lack thereof. But I find it very interesting, and I love when you guys vote on these polls. I think we enjoy hearing what your experiences are as well. Can I just elaborate real quick? What do I mean by I don't enjoy socializing? What I'm talking about is getting together and doing things. I have less motivation to do that. So I just want to be clear. I like friendly hellos and conversations, and it's just anything beyond that that's hard for me to feel like I want to be a part of sometimes, or motivated to join. So I wouldn't say I'm totally unsocial. In fact, I wouldn't want to be at my house 7 days a week by myself all day long. Even at home, I have the socialization of being around my son and my husband and even our dogs. So I do like some socialization. I'm just talking about excessively or in a different manner of going somewhere with someone, that kind of thing. I put a poll on my channel about how you feel about socializing and how often you want to be around people. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put the poll results for what you said as far as socializing and how much time you need spending for yourself or not. So, like I say, I feel like the social gene skipped me. And I imagine a lot of autistic people, a lot of you feel that way. You maybe even feel jealous sometimes of a friend you have that's an extrovert or outgoing. Maybe you are the person in the office that doesn't socialize. It amazes me how when somebody has a lunch break, they want to spend the whole time eating with other people or talking with other people, and I just want to get away and be in my car by myself to unwind. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. So we used to have a girl that worked in the office that would always invite me to go eat with them. And there wasn't one time I said yes. So she pretty much gave up on that. I just feel like I really need time to myself, like I need air. If I've been around people at work, I can function better the afternoon if I've spent 30 minutes in my car doing whatever I want to, eating my same lunch. So it's very relaxing for me to be out in nature and even sometimes crack the window and hear the birds, hear nature, see nature. It's what I prefer. Growing up, I played by myself when I was younger, but as I got older, you see different friend groups. I would start trying to make friends, but I feel like I was the kind of friend that had to be in charge of what was going on, or it was my ideas. I wanted them to choose. I didn't make a very good friend looking back, as I was tended to be, let's say, bossy. It was my way of feeling like I could be around people if I was in charge, if there were things going on. So socializing my way. I was perfectly happy playing by myself too. I can remember at sleepovers sometimes, if it was a group of girls and I was tired of talking, I would just pretend like I was asleep so I wouldn't have to socialize anymore. That was a coping strategy I had a long time ago. I would say, as far as friendships go now, that my best friends are online, and I'm okay with that because I'm the kind of person that needs a lot of time to do my special interests or hobbies. That's my way of unwinding from working, I feel like. And I work part-time, but on my days off, if I can create, I like to be a content creator, and I've been one my entire life. So creating, it just brings me energy, I feel like. So if you ask me what I've done on my day off, I will probably tell you 3 to 4 hours plus was spent on editing a video, or making something for my Etsy shop, creating content in some way. I don't know what to do with myself otherwise. Now, the odd thing is, before my diagnosis, I was more likely to engage in social events if asked to come. But since my diagnosis, knowing my differences, strengths and weaknesses, it's easier for me to say no now, because I just chicken out. I have had some bad experiences at things like baby showers, that just really hurt me emotionally, and I feel like I have rejection sensitive dysphoria as well. So those are magnified like 100 times when something bad happens to me socially, to where I don't forget about it, and it's hard to move past it, or impossible. So I've had some pretty bad experiences at like funerals and baby showers, to where at the point I won't go anymore. I won't go unless it's like immediate family. I will just send a card or a gift or whatever I can do to help in other ways. Let me give you a current example. So my niece, who's pregnant, was going to have a baby shower. And of course, I was invited as part of the family. And I was happy to look on my calendar and see that was the weekend I was working. That feels awful to say that, because of course I love my niece and I want to support her. But there are other ways I can support her that won't hurt me emotionally. So what I did was offer to do a maternity photo session with her and some baby photos after the baby's born. That's my way of contributing in the best I can. And I really think she understands. So seeing the pictures from the baby shower on Facebook was a little bit difficult, because everybody looks so happy. And I wish I could have been there. But had I been off work and had I gone, what I would have been thinking in my mind the whole time would have far outweighed in a negative manner what good was going on. I would have been analyzing every social interaction and scripting, and I wouldn't have had much fun. It would have been hard for me, and I would have been exhausted afterwards. So it's just something that I was okay to not be at. Another thing about social events is I have to use my scripting as much as I can. And as we know, you can't script for every single conversation you're going to have. So small talk is difficult for me. I can only think of a few things, and past that, I've nothing to say unless it's something I really want to talk about. I want to know how social events affect you. What are you willing to do? Now, if a friend came to town that I haven't seen in forever, would I be willing to go out to eat with them? Of course I would. Of course I would. I remember when I was probably, a teenager, maybe 10, 11, 12, I used to think to myself, when I get older, socializing is going to get easier for me. But it never did. It never did. It got harder. And I've just had to learn to accept it and just be okay with who I am and how I think and what my processes are. And just at some point you got to be happy with yourself. You got to learn to be and not be hard on yourself about things, right? You don't want to spend your whole life miserable. You want to embrace yourself and spend time with people you love and spend time by yourself when you need it, is what it boils down to. I'm really happy that we can talk on platforms like YouTube, like this, and you can comment down below and discuss your experiences with socializing. And I love how in my community other people sometimes respond to you and you can talk about it, and I can respond when I'm able to talk about it with you. And so I read all your comments, and I just love how this community is growing together about our understanding of autism and how it affects us all differently. Some of you will say you have no problem socializing, although I imagine it's a small group of you, as most of us probably have trouble socializing. At my job, I am required to socialize. I work in activities. I have to socialize. But the population of people that I socialize with, seniors, I don't find it as complicated, especially when it comes to like working in memory care. Social skills don't have to be that great. A smile goes a long way. And I do it part-time, and it's been a healthy balance for me mentally because I have more time to do things at home that I want to focus on. And my son, I can spend more time with him. All right, I quickly wanted to mention that poll. So there was 154 votes, and 73% feel like they need alone time, 70% to 100% and want to be by themselves to do interests, while 21% have a medium desire because they like to eat out and with friends and go to events, while 1% don't have to be alone and prefer to be around people. You can go check out more great comments under that post on my community tab. So comment down below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this tea chat, I'll put another one up. So keep that tea or coffee or whatever you're drinking and join me for another episode.